Welcome to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Today, Friday the 29th of September. Today, primarily going to be a preview of tomorrow's Celtic v Motherwell fixture, which is an away from home game, kick-off at 12:30, and the only way it would appear to watch the game live is spending £15 on pay-per-view from Motherwell Football Club. Before we crack on with today's video, please, if you can, tick the subscribe button, tick the like button for this video. Subscriber numbers going up and up and up, which is always encouraging. Also, quite a few comments in the comment section and good uptake of the quiz and community poll sections as well, all which is very encouraging. So please, if you can, do click that subscriber button and the like button, all completely free. A couple of wee bits of news before we crack on with the Celtic versus Motherwell preview. Some very exciting news coming out of the B team, that Mitchell Frame, a very highly sought after 17-year-old left back who plays for Celtic, has signed a contract extension taking him up to 2026. He has been a star in the under-18 and B team, playing at left back, has been training with the first team squad, and looks like he's being groomed to be a backup to Greg Taylor, with the view probably in the long term for him to take over as Celtic first team left back. He has played under 17 and under 19 football for Scotland, and it was said that at least 3 English Premier League clubs, Crystal Palace, Brighton, and most notably Newcastle, were lining up to sign him, similar to the way that we lost Ben Doak to Liverpool and Morrison to Bayern Munich. However, Mitchell Frame has decided to commit his future for the next 3 years, up to the summer of 2026 with Celtic, and it is also very encouraging that we are getting him involved with the first team squad, as given all the UEFA criteria and quotas, having a talented left back who is Scottish and Celtic trained is very good for those quotas. The other encouraging news is that the contract talks with Rio Hatate are ongoing and said to be soon to be concluded, but no time frame for that. And also it is said that Matt O'Reilly is very keen to stay at Celtic rather than moving away for possibly higher wages in the English Premier League or in Italy. Celtic, of course, turned down bids from Leeds and Southampton and from Bologna in the summer transfer window. And some comments from the club and from Brendan Rodgers indicate that Matt Riley is very keen to carry on his progress at Celtic, learning under Brendan Rodgers to becoming a more complete player. And so Rodgers and Celtic are very, very hopeful and optimistic that O'Reilly will sign a contract extension past 2026, which would keep him at the club until his 26-27, as he is currently 22 at the moment. Very much hope that Celtic get that over the line, as I do think if we can, we should try and keep the core star players together at Celtic through this season and into 24-25 and 25-26 as part of Brendan Rodgers' 3-year project that he talked about when he signed his contract to be manager for 3 years in the summer. Finally, for today's video, a preview of tomorrow's game against Motherwell. As I said earlier, game kicks off at 12:30. None of the Premier League games tomorrow are being covered by Sky, and so our game is at 12:30, and all the others at 3. And the only way to watch the game in the UK is via pay-per-view, £15 to Motherwell Football Club. There are options for seeing the game live for any overseas Celtic fans, but in terms of Great Britain, the only option is paying £15 to Motherwell. Now, Celtic actually have a very good record against Motherwell. In our last 10 games against Motherwell, we have 9 wins and 1 draw, 5 clean sheets, and a plus 23 goal difference, all of which are actually very good. We, of course, drew our fixture 1-1 at the end of last season in that rather poor spell Celtic had just after clinching the title. We haven't lost to Motherwell since December 2015, and haven't lost away from home against Motherwell since April 2013, with 24 wins and 4 draws against Motherwell since our last loss, and 12 victories and 4 draws against Motherwell since our last away loss to Motherwell. And Kyogo has a great record of 4 goals in 4 matches against Motherwell, and so clearly is one of the teams he is good at scoring goals against. Playing Motherwell is always a potentially difficult game. The bonuses being that Motherwell do play a wee bit more openly than some of the other Scottish clubs, and it is on grass rather than artificial pitch that caused us difficulties at Kilmarnock especially, and to a lesser extent at Livingston last weekend. However, I am very hopeful of a Celtic victory and think we will win 3-0 tomorrow against Motherwell, and hopefully get through the game injury-free, and also give a few of the players match time in preparation for the Lazio game next week in the Champions League. In terms of team prediction, I would go for Hart in goals, Johnson at right back, in central defence Nat Phillips and Liam Scales, simply for them to have time together as a centre-back partnership in preparation for the Lazio match, as up until now they only really have 45 minutes against Dundee in the first half before Phillips' ankle injury in terms of forming a partnership in actual match action. Greg Taylor at left back, coming off what I thought was his best game of the season. In midfield, I think Celtic would obviously go with the strong 3 of Hatate, McGregor and O'Reilly. Kyogo through the middle and Dyson Maida on the left. And the main place that's up for grabs, I think, in tomorrow's lineup is on the right side of the attacking 3. I personally would go for Luis Palma for two reasons. I think he's more of a rounded player, more skills, which admittedly hasn't really shown in his substitute appearance and then the game against Feyenoord. However, he does have a lot of pace, a lot of trickery, good at driving to the byline or into the box, good at long range shooting, and has a very good reputation as a direct free kick taker in Greek football, and also is good at taking penalties. And so I think he forms quite a number of roles that Celtic will find useful both tomorrow against Motherwell and in future matches. The other likely option is Yang, with the possibilities of Marco Tilio or James Forrest. Now, in terms of the community section poll, Yang was your favourite with 43%, Tilio at 24%, Lewis Palmer 21%, and James Forrest 7%. I personally don't see any real reason to go with James Forrest. I know he will be in the European squad, which of course Marco Tilio won't be. But I wasn't that impressed with his performance against Livingston up until when he was subbed off after the Heart sending off. Just remembering that, of course, Joe Hart would be suspended, and so in goals, although I would favour Siegrist, I'm sure Brendan Rodgers is going to go for Scott Bain. So, personally, I would go for Lewis Palmer. Other reason that I would go for Lewis Palmer over Yang is I think Yang, in the games where he has been a starter, seems to lose energy, but when he comes on with 20-30 minutes to go, as was the case against Aberdeen, he shows a lot of pace and drive, and similarly had a good spell coming on later on in the game against Rangers, where he actually caused quite a lot of danger down the Rangers' right side and could have scored himself, and did have a couple of close setups for O, and I thought he is a good impact player coming off the bench. I also would put Marco Tilio on the bench because he covers the wide out role. He also can play through the middle to replace Kyogo if we want to retain the same style of player, and has also been experimented in central midfield. And so I think Tilio gives us quite a lot of good options also as a wide player through the middle, and even as emergency cover in central midfield. So just to recap, remembering that Hart is suspended, Hart in goals, back four, Johnston, Phillips, Scales and Taylor, midfield, McGregor, O'Reilly and Tati, and then for me, Palmer, Kyogo and Maeda up front, although the community poll suggests Yang and Tilio are your preferences. Always happy to discuss other people's opinions, so feel free to pop your opinion regarding the predicted victory 3-0 for Celtic, and also the predicted lineup. Tomorrow we'll do a post-match reaction to the game, but do not plan to do a further video until after the game tomorrow. Please do have a wee go at the Celtic Motherwell themed question in the community section, the polls regarding who to play wide right tomorrow and which goalkeeper to sub in for Hart. Both remain active and open in the community section, and feel free to pop in your choice there. So for today, thank you for listening, thank you for watching. Goodbye, good luck Celtic, and hail, hail.